It's Black Cobra's first mission back on the field since his last covert mission took an unfortunate path where he got kidnapped and tortured by Nephilim 6. This time around, he's chasing JaguarLynx through the city, tackling him into an abandoned warehouse, and the two immediately start trading blows with each other, telling the other one to give up. But both of them are too resilient and stubborn to let the other one get the upper hand, smashing their way through the entire warehouse until they broke all the support pillars, causing the entire warehouse to fall on top of them. JaguarLynx, using his strength, does his best to hold up the warehouse, stating that he can hold it up for at least 6 minutes, asking Black Cobra to call his teammates to see if they can come and aid them. But his comms unit got destroyed during the fight, feeling as if the chances of them surviving the collapse is probably really low. Black Cobra asks JaguarLynx if he's got his salvation in order, but JaguarLynx immediately rebutted, saying, "I definitely don't want to talk about that." But after some nudging from Black Cobra, he states, "Look, even if I've been saved, I doubt it would still be in place after all that I have done." To which Black Cobra refutes his claim, stating, "That's not how it works. Salvation is eternal, but only after you truly mean it and not just say the words." JaguarLynx was still hesitant, but as the warehouse continues to fall in on them, he accepts Black Cobra's offer and recommits his life to Christ, immediately feeling as the weight of the warehouse was lifted off his shoulders. But it was just Raytheon arriving just in time to teleport them out from under the rubble. Black Cobra and Raytheon offered to take JaguarLynx back to the Remnant infirmary with them, but he declined the offer, stating, "You think because I got weak and let you talk me into redoing my salvation, that now I'll just go join your team and be a good guy?" With Black Cobra responding, "We all have our own journey, but they were hoping that his will start with them. Though they can't force anyone to do anything that they don't want to do." So Raytheon opens a portal that will lead JaguarLynx to wherever he decides to go. At the infirmary, it was determined that the injuries Black Cobra sustained from the fight aren't fatal, but they'll take a few weeks to heal. When he caught back up with Raytheon, he asked him where he sent JaguarLynx to, and if he thinks that he'll ever take the offer to join them. And Raytheon responds to some town called Branch in Louisiana. He didn't ask questions, but if JaguarLynx was to ever join them, he'll have to do so willingly. Nothing extends the distance between you and the world than the death of a parent. It was even more so when my mother passed, given that I never knew my dad. My grief turned to rage, a rage that I funneled into activities that started me on the wrong path, a path that led to a regrettable road, that luckily took a sharp turn for the better. At least I was attempting to be better. Right after being threatened by the members of the drug cartel he just stopped, JaguarLynx was about to slip back into his old methods of dealing with things had it not been for the apostle stopping him by saying, "I can assure you that he will be taken care of, but not in the methods you are considering," reassuring him as he leaves the scene that it will be handled, entering through a portal into the desert, with the apostle asking JaguarLynx where his mind is at. Already sensing that he might get lectured because he deemed his methods as not being the Christian way to be a superhero and take down a drug cartel. But surprisingly, the apostle said, "If you only knew what I witnessed from those that claim to be following Christian values," also refuting JaguarLynx's claim about himself that he is not Christian, since the apostle just had to stop him from killing a drug dealer. As JaguarLynx is no different from the apostle or any other Remnant member, as they all have committed some form of violence at one point in their past, born with free will and able to make both good and bad decisions. While JaguarLynx has made the decision to be a Christian, he is currently in that place where he doesn't fully understand what it means or how to proceed. But the apostle offers to help him if he'll allow the apostle, and this offer is exclusive of whether he joins the Remnant, as the living word of God is to be shared with everyone and not just the members of the Remnant, with JaguarLynx taking up the apostle's offer as he sets out on his new path. After using her powers to punch through the wooden boards during the training session, Black Cobra sees it fit for Jellybean to take it up to the next level and push her power to take out the stacks of cinder blocks. And she is able to knock it down with a blast, but Black Cobra wants her to push herself to not just knock them down, but shatter them, believing that she is holding back due to trauma, which she denies at first, but Black Cobra knows her story and reminds her that it is very similar to his, telling Jellybean that dealing with it is a process. She has to trust and have faith that she is not alone, be it with God or those that know what she has gone through, encouraging her to recall the memories but don't let it consume her, to know that it is fine for them to exist, but that she isn't at that place anymore, and that pain isn't with her now. It's for her to recall it, focus on it, and then release it. And by doing so, she was able to not only knock down the blocks, but completely obliterate them, asking Black Cobra if using the past like that makes it easier to overcome it. Knowing that saying yes will be an outright lie, he says it does make it easier, especially with old friends and new ones, and that the process is taken in steps and not leaps. And with that, let's put Black Cobra issue 1 on our gospel-infused entertainment judgment scale. For the story, concept, and direction written by Matthew Hasso, for all 3 stories, it's a solid 4.5 out of 5. I'm putting my money down that Matthew Hasso will give me a 5 out of 5 book in the pipeline soon, because this was awesome. It just isn't quite 5 out of 5 territory, and I explain why. Certain books no longer get like 5 out of 5 with our judgment scale given the sample size that we have. But I loved the character development we saw right out of the gate with JaguarLynx. I have a soft spot for the villain style characters in this universe that either turn things around and join the Remnant, or in the case of JaguarLynx, set out on a new path with the guidance of the apostle in this case of JaguarLynx. Whether it leads him to becoming a bona fide member of the Remnant in the future, or just an adjacent ally, it's an awesome story direction being set up. Same goes with Jellybean, which is a character I couldn't wait to see more of her than just pinups and Secret Files appearances. I know she's going to be a big part of the last gen squad, but I love the setup of giving her that mentor figure in Black Cobra. Which of course, this is his solo book after all, and I really like what Matthew is doing with that character, especially after the foundation they laid out for him in issue 0 on that path of recovering from trauma of being trapped and tortured by Nephilim 6 on the island after the covert mission went awry. Honestly, I can't wait to see where they continue to take this series, particularly the Black Cobra series. I feel like so far he plays really well with other Remnant characters rather than just in a... Though this is a solo series, I like how they integrated with other Remnant characters rather than just setting him out on his own like complete solo runs or covert missions. Maybe send him out on a covert mission again with, I don't know, another Remnant member or something. This book so far has been, at least from this one book, it's shaping up really well of his interaction with other characters rather than just him going off to fight a villain or something like that. That's just my 2 cents on that from reading this. When it comes to dialogue, it's also a 4.5 out of 5. From Black Cobra leading JaguarLynx back to Christ as they awaited their potential demise under the collapsed rubble, to the supposed lecture that the apostle gave to JaguarLynx as he battles the inner turmoil of coming into life as a believer and the expectations since coming onto that path and the path that they are heading down now that he accepted the apostle's help in understanding just what it means to be a believer, as well as all the dialogue from Black Cobra mentoring Jellybean. It was all pretty well done. I would say though that I think there was, especially in some of JaguarLynx's speech bubbles in particular, I think there were some spelling or grammatical errors that I kind of fixed up in my in my script, particularly in his where that like solo monologue where I think it was nothing extends the distance between you and the world and the death of parents. I think it's supposed to be the death of a parent, and there was also something further up in the opener where he was like dialoguing with Black Cobra under the rubble. I was wondering if that was kind of like an accent they were trying to give him, but it did not make sense to me. So I think it had one or two spelling errors, well, grammar errors. It's not really spelling errors. I think it was missing like a or a and somewhere there. But moving on, when it comes to artwork by Luciano Regazzoni, I don't want to butcher these guys' names. From Luciano and Edwin for the first part of the story, the opening storyline, to David Lee and Edwin Estrada for the JaguarLynx part of the story. Luciano, I'm sorry, I saw your last name with my accent. I don't want to slaughter it. It's a solid 5 out of 5, with my favorite panel going to the regulators just off to the side doing whatever the regulators are doing in that panel, whether it's to go clean up the drug cartel or whatever they were doing. Just that epic photo of Silent at night, and I think Flint Regulator and all of them. That panel was just awesome. That panel was awesome, but they also, another amazing page was also that shot of, well, that full page of Jellybean discovering what her powers are capable of. That was also a page I really loved. When it comes to biblical application, which refers to how well biblical principles are adapted in a piece of fictional work, it's a 5 out of 5. Like, we have a supervillain giving their life to Christ due to a near-death experience and being taken under the wing of the Apostle, which, for those of you who are spring chickens to the Remnant series, that is John the Apostle, the one who wrote the book of Revelation. Yes, that John, with 30-something issue. I think this is like this is my, according to my script labeling, this is the 32nd direct Remnant review on the channel, so we are deep in the series. Along with Black Cobra's counseling with Jellybean, it was all pretty well done. Lastly, when it comes to my recommendation against the volume of gospel infused entertainment that we have covered, it's a solid 5 out of 5. Overall, this issue gets a 4.8 out of 5 from the Xplanations. I await a 5 out of 5 book from Matthew Hassel very soon. He has continued from every story that he has been credited on. I definitely do see the improvement from book to book, and I am excited to see what else he has coming. He's at 4.8 now. I'm pretty sure whatever he comes with next, whether it's a Thief in the Night or Black Cobra, next Black Cobra story, or a Parables book, I am sure he's coming with a 5 out of 5 soon for me. Link to purchase the comic for yourself can be found at the top right hand corner of your screen and in the description below. If you enjoyed the video, then why not consider leaving a like on it and subscribing for more reviews and coverage of comics made by professing believers. If you enjoyed the video to the point you want to check out another one on the channel, then be sure to click the card at the top right hand corner of your screen to check out our other Remnant reviews, or you can check out how the Apostle freed Black Cobra from the grasp of Nephilim 6. That is a solid 5 out of 5 comic, one of my favorites.